As you know from last video, we are starting this year with the Why Not Have a Big Life Challenge, which is a 5-part video series. And it is designed to help you make the necessary adjustments to the trajectory of your career and life. As I mentioned in the last video, I really love this quote: "The ship is safe at the shore, but that is not what it's built for." If you would like to make sure you don't miss any of the resources for this challenge, you can secure your access by following a link in the description below. Building on our conversation from last video, I have thought a lot about why some people suddenly decide never again. Remember book Mavis? They dramatically change their life to move away from a life of quiet desperation or barely content life towards a fulfilling life. And the sad truth that I came to realize is that life usually hits people very hard in the head with a brick, and they get really close to losing it all, which forces them to make dramatic changes. At least this is how it happened for me. I have never ever seen or even heard of anybody who just suddenly decided to transform their life without something external like an illness influencing them to make that major change. Have you met someone who just woke up one day, changed their life plans, took consistent action towards implementing everything required to achieve new goals, and eventually transformed their life and level of contribution in a meaningful way? And if this is true, if people will only change if life hits you in the head with a brick really hard, we have a huge problem here. First, when life hits you in the head with a brick, we may or may not get a true second chance. It may seem to be too late to change. Second, many people never get hit in the head with a brick strong enough so that they pay attention, but not so strong that they can still recover from it. They just continue to lead a life of quiet desperation or are barely content into the sunset of their lives. I see members of my family following this path despite my consistent attempts to intervene, and clients as well. The desire for change needs to come from within. Then having guidance, getting access to important distinctions, exercises, case studies, proven approaches, coaching, and support can dramatically accelerate the progress. And third, even if life hits someone in the head with a brick, there is no guarantee they will make changes. I have seen this so many times. I am sure you did too. In fact, I have seen it in my own family, where a family member would get into a severe financial trouble. Myself and other family members would step in to pull them out at a great personal cost, and they will do the very same thing shortly thereafter. So the danger I see for you is that if you are on the wrong path, if you do feel you are living a life of quiet desperation or barely content with your life, you may end up following this path until it is too late. Life may never hit you in the head with a brick strong enough for you to notice, or God forbid, it may hit you in the head when it will seem it is too late to make any changes. And the opportunity I see for you is to be one of those rare people who will re-examine their life and redesign their life, manufacture a shock, a crisis, if this is what it takes, and change everything this week, today. You can be someone who changes without external circumstances pushing you. If you do, you can have the life, career, the level of contribution you have the potential to have. Your family can have, because you decided to manufacture an event, a crisis, to force your hand to make significant changes. You did not wait for it to happen externally. Many of you feel trapped, as I felt, and you know you are trapped in the day-to-day that has nothing to do with your life's purpose, with what you should be doing here on earth. And you have an explanation for why it's okay for right now. It may be like my explanation. I made a commitment to join this company, so I have to stay long enough to make a valuable contribution and make it worthwhile for people who hired me, regardless of the level of suffering it is causing me. And that life is long enough that I can make those changes someday. And someday may never come. Do you know how many people told me stories about someday? And that one day, that someday became too late? I spoke to a friend recently who said he will stay with the current company in a job that is not aligned with his purpose until he will turn 60. Then he will transition to doing the work he wanted to do from the time he was a teenager. And I told him that round number is not the way to run your life, especially when you are nearing 60. How many Christmases and New Years and birthdays are left there? Most likely. Looking back at that job that made me feel trapped and miserable, living a life of quiet desperation, I understand how wrong it was to stay there for so long. And now, looking back, almost everyone I was loyal to left and joined competitors. So the sacrifice of my health, of my life, was completely meaningless. Yes, many clients were very sad when I left, so I did some good there, but it's such a huge personal expense. I still can't pass that building where I used to work, which is a landmark in that city, without feeling physically sick inside. And if I never see that building again, it will be too soon. The point is, as a person who got herself out of a life of quiet desperation and then out of a life of being barely content, I can tell you from the bottom of my heart that all the reasons you use to justify suffering are just excuses, and what you are doing by allowing yourself to remain in that place is creating more suffering for yourself and for others. Most people need a shock, a crisis to get out of something like this. Don't let this crisis to be created for you. Manufacture it this week. Start today. You are smart. You are a purpose-driven leader. If you are trapped in circumstances that make you suffer, it's your job as a leader to change it. You need to be an example, not a warning. If you feel trapped, create enough pain for yourself so you have no other choice but to leave the current circumstances and create a fulfilling life. Whether it is personal or professional suffering, I truly believe that your life is too short to allow yourself to suffer another day, and you will eventually regret not making changes sooner. In the next video, we will talk about why you should take action now. If you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments your thoughts on this topic. And if you don't want to miss out on any resources related to this challenge, there is a link in description below where you can sign up for resources to make sure that you don't miss out on anything that I will be sending out. Stay focused, stay productive, do good things for the world, and I'm looking forward to see you next time.